trying to get my leg. Okay. Because if I sit with my leg up, it doesn't show my belly. That's what she said. Trying to get my leg up. Okay. That's what she said. Look at her leg. So I had to put my leg up too. Okay.
Okay, so look at this, right. Welcome back. We're here for part 2 of meeting with Mom, FBI. Just because the video cut off of us, and I had to go through and clear out a bunch of videos. So anyway, we're back and we're talking about really how bad of children I was and my sister was. I'm throwing her under the bus as well, but Mom only had, you didn't need to say her name.
Oh.
Whatever.
Hi, Paul.
This isn't gonna work. Oh my god. This is horrible. These suck. Okay. I don't even know what I was asking now. How Mom got... This isn't going. We are trying to be serious here. We are.
We are not serious people. I'm sorry.
Well, that's going to be also what we get to as well, because Mom has a gift of laughing, and this is what it's like living with her all the time. She's just like, I Love Lucy. She's just
No.
She's always she could make a reality show. Like, seriously, if I videotaped the stuff I've had to watch over the last 3 years of living with her, I could probably have my own house paid off by now if I just, I don't know, started a live stream and people could like jump on. I don't know. But she's crazy and she's fun, and she's learned that she has to be to get through surviving me and fall. Like, so
Or spring.
all the seasons, really. So I have a few questions that we kind of came up with. First of all, you went through a lot because you found out that she was with my dad since she was 13 years old, and he started having affairs and just had a lust for women, and so he ended up walking out. I think I was 12 when he finally walked out for good. And so he walked out, and then we went down hardcore and ended up walking out as well. So that was a really difficult. Your life flipped upside down quickly.
Mm-hmm. It did.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since I was 5 years old, I knew I wanted to be married, number one, to have a family. And I never would have thought for 1 minute that my family was going to leave and I wasn't going to end up with them. That's how it happened. They all left me at the same time, and it was really difficult.
Yeah. So, how did you cope? Because I believe a lot of women, I think as moms, we tie a lot of our identity to our kids, and we nurture them. We, we invest in them. They're such a big part of our lives that we have such high hopes, and we see the potential and stuff in them. And when they go down, or when they tell us they hate us, or whatever else they do, it's like heavy, and it's really hard to get through because now we feel like failures. And so how did you move on? How did you stay up, I guess?
I didn't stay up for quite a while. It just ripped the carpet right out from underneath me, and I had lost my car, my home. I had lost my kids, my husband, and the only thing I had was to rely on was the Lord and my family. And I kind of stretched them a little thin too. So I didn't do well.
Because you were with him, 30 years? Close to that?
I was married to him almost 20, so I was with him,
That's a long time.
13.
And nobody plans that to happen,
No.
But, so, I guess a question could be, now raising your daughters on your own, they're rebellious, they're in and out of your life. Yeah, we were really brats. But how did you love us without enabling us?
I don't know that I enabled you ever. I wasn't going to be your friend. I was your mom. God called me to a higher place than a friend. And you knew my boundaries, and that's why you were so mad. That's why you and my other daughter took off, and you didn't want anything to do with me because I wasn't going to lower my standards to have you play around and try to destroy your life. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So pretty much, you never tried to be my friend. She never. I would go and pierce things. Like I think I started at 14 or 15, and I'd pierce things, and she would tell me, "Get out of my house! Get out! You're not allowed to come in with that piercing." It didn't work. I pierced like 18 places. But then when she threatened me, when she threatened me, then I started getting tattoos, 15 years old, because then she couldn't tell me to take it out and tell me to leave the house. So I just started tattooing. And poor mom.
She left the house anyways, though. I didn't have to tell her.
I know, it was bad. It was really bad. So I don't ever remember her. She was hardcore. I would say you were pretty hardcore, which is, you loved, and you were laughed, and we did a lot. But I see sadly a lot of parents getting so desperate for their kids that they give in to a ton just to kind of keep them happy and keep them, from leaving, or they just give them what they want. Sadly, you didn't do that. You never did. Not saying it's always right or wrong, and we're just saying this is what she was like and what we went through.
I wasn't going to award bad behavior. I wasn't going to pat you on your back and say, it's okay. It's not okay.
No, you didn't.
It was never okay to begin with. Was I knocked down, beat up, and shaken? Yeah.
And she called the cops on me.
They didn't help either. They just felt sorry for me and probably would have been better if
they
took me away and left you.
She probably, please, if you're not going to take her. It was really bad. We can laugh now. She wasn't laughing back then. Like, she desperately called the cops on me. And I literally, there was just no fear. I was evil. I was angry. I had so much pain that I didn't ever stop to figure out why or what I was doing. I just, I would get up in the cop's face. I didn't even care.
And here was my thing. I wasn't, and I did share this with my growth group today, that after my husband left and my kids left, it left me with a handicap, so to speak, a limp in my step, so to speak. And you're not whole. You're pretty much ripped apart, and you've still got to parent these kids. And how do you do that? Either you are going to get up and start moving in the right direction, or you are going to end up with that limp going on constantly in your life. And the kids don't need to see you not being able to be lifted up. And at one point I did think that I wasn't going to make it.
I don't remember seeing that. I always saw somebody who worked 3 jobs, always going, always laughing, always. I mean, even if I
do have to say, we didn't have a whole, we didn't have, but we ate crackers and drank water. I was too prideful. It was pride to ask for help. So I didn't ask my parents.
You still are like that.
What?
You're still like that.
I'm still like that?
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyways, I just couldn't ask for money or anything like that. So we would drink water and eat crackers. Oh, that's so bad. But there was one time that I was done with feeling so depressed and feeling like, gosh, my last little bit of money has to go on crackers and food. And anyways, you told me to hurry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I took Chrissy to the store and I asked her, do you want to eat or do you want to play? And she said she wanted to
I was
buy
not a little
joke.
kid. I was older.
No. And so we bought it. We just went to the joke store. And
Artificial poop.
Yeah, artificial poop.
Do you know how horrible that sounds?
I know, but you have to find laughter in the midst of your trial. You just have to. I felt if I wasn't going to laugh, I was going to die. It was either going to go one way or the other, and I chose to just laugh. And plus, I do so many stupid things that
we had a lot of fun with that fake poop.
Whoop.
Oh wow, she's wild. We had a lot of fun with that fake poop.
My other leg and a monkey mask. We had to do these things because I truly believe we lose ourselves in our kids. We do, and so we go through a lot of depression, and we feel like we don't even know what to do. Here's my thing: is I often wondered if my kids were gonna not make it because they were doing so many drugs. And there's nothing worse than a parent thinking you're gonna get a phone call and it's not gonna be good. And I could have lived like that. I could have. But God gave me nuggets along my way. Like, I saw Chrissy the other day, or I saw my other daughter the other day. And so I knew they were still alive and it gave me hope. I was not. What?
No, I'm listening.
So
it was hard, but God always had ways of speaking to you, because I wouldn't answer. I didn't, and you didn't. But you didn't chase me down either.
No,
That's the thing. You let me go.
No, I collected some friends. I started saying, okay, I am not going to keep doing this. I'm repeating the same pattern over and over and over and over, and I've done that all my life. But when I met up with my friend, we just she was in the same situation, and we were both Christians.
That's how God works, though. Do you notice He does that?
He'll send you
somebody
that can relate.
That's why transparency is so important.
Yeah.
Where do you have like a minute left? So. Oh. I think that's good. I know. I really need to clear my phone. I'm already maxed out again.
You can't even leave a message on this phone.
I know. It's bad. I don't know. Anyway, one last question. We have 1 minute. Sorry, it went fast. What is one thing, I didn't even ask you, what is one thing you wish you would have known back then?
That God will never, ever fail me. He never did. He never will. And I can believe that.
But did you believe it?
No.
Or you just knew it and you didn't believe it?
I knew it, but I didn't feel it. And if you're basing yourself on feelings, you're in big trouble. I needed to base myself on knowing the Word of God and loving Jesus the way I do now. Mm-hmm. Hindsight.
Yeah.
I didn't. And so I would fall very far down. But I can only encourage the ones that are suffering, the parents that are suffering, that it is not the end, and don't think it is. Just keep praying and believing. There's something about praying and not believing. It's still just talking to God, but praying and believing He's a big God to change the circumstances is really the answer.
And He heard your prayers.
He heard my prayers.
We have so much more to share and so many parts that we want to speak up about that many of you might not have heard, and a lot we feel that God could use all of it. So we would love to hear any questions you have for us. We thank you for joining in and putting up with it's just the hot mess.
This is the
over
way.
here.
You know what?
This
we
is
think
normal
it's going to get
for us.
better. This is not going to get better. This is just going to go along.
I know it might not. I think it is. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So we're out for tonight, but thank you for joining in.
Have a good weekend.